What is this? This is a winch. This is a 12,000 pound Ramsey. Oh, no focus. Why no focus? Why you no focus? Oh well. So I've got it hooked up to the big old snappy. We got some power cables hooked up. Yeah, don't comment on the power cable hookage. It's whatever. It's all blurry, you can't see. So anyway, there we are. I'll have to learn how to link all the videos together. My shitty little cheap tripod. We're gonna try and power this son of a goat sucker up and see if we can't get some jam out of her. So we've got the controller. The controller end that is just like someone fucking killed it. You plug in the controller. Find out the way it goes in first. There we go. Holy Jesus, she's tight. She's tight. Boys, she's tight. Just the way you like her, but not too much on that sort of stuff. We're going to turn on some power to the power supply, which is the 12 volt, you know, battery charger thing there. You can hear it running in the background. The guy told me that it would click. I get no click. I get nothing. Oh, that's not good. Maybe you gotta attach the key, plug it in. Plug it in. I don't know. I don't know where she goes. But either the remote is toast. I'm just looking in my garage here because I've got a second one. I got two of these. Shit show of a wiring harness. I don't know. So we're gonna cheat. Everybody's with me on the cheat part? Good. And I honestly didn't care either way. I got nothing there. Make sure that the battery chargers are working. Yeah. She work good, no? So, I tried to hook it off the cables. I had nothing. Not a click, nothing. So there's something hooked up here wrong in the solenoid pack. Not a big deal. That's a later thing. I'm gonna take that off, get all that out of the way. I'll disconnect the harness. I'm gonna mark which one I can take pictures of it so I can show where each wire here went and which solenoid it went to as I'm fingering it. Right? And then there's another one right there. So I might have been arcing straight to ground. I honestly, I don't know. So I tried to hook it off the cables. I had nothing. Not a click, nothing. So there's something hooked up here wrong in the solenoid pack. Not a big deal. That's a later thing. I'm gonna take that off, get all that out of the way. I'll disconnect the harness. So I'm gonna give it one more go here. Stick with me. We try one more time. Let's get some jam in the juice. Cook some cocktail sauce on there. Use the cocktail sauce. I heard the women like the cocktail sauce. Nothing. Nothing. So, smell of ozone in the morning. Well, it's kind of noon hour. It's not really morning yet. So I'm going to disconnect the cables. 2, 3 cables there. I'm not going to disturb the lovely solenoid pack because I honestly can't say how it's supposed to be hooked up. All I know is it's hooked up somehow. That's the ground line. Nobody knows anything about electricity. Look at the size of the ground wire to the size of the positive lead. I mean, by rights, they should be exactly the same size because current flows in one, out one, in one, out one, because it does flow from negative to positive. Let all you electronic technicians figure that one out when I said it, because that's the way it works. But hey, quote me if I'm wrong. Quote me if I'm not wrong. I don't care. Either way, we gotta break the motor off of it. Possibly have to rebuild the motor, the electric motor here. It could be a jammed gearbox. The worm gear system in here could be plugged full of mud. I don't know. I got it for $150. So I'm gonna shut you off for a minute and we'll start disassembling, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, 2 Allen bolts, or Allen nuts, or whatever you want to call them. They were both a Corona 316s right there. I have a whole set of freaking Allen wrenches, but they're, yeah, that's the screw you freaking sizing. That's the screw you. Okay, so anyway, I got the wiring, the solenoid pack off. I even took the chintzy little shitty ground strap off too. Now what we're gonna do is, I've already started, pull these bolts off, pull the motor off. I have a feeling that the motor is seized, and if the motor seized, maybe it can be brought to life, maybe not. If not, you gotta get a Ramsey Winch motor. Not a big deal. It's usually a starter motor. It's usually got a gear drive on the end of it in here. We'll see. I'm probably gonna open it up and have one hell of a mess in a minute. But when that happens, I'll bring you back on. I'm just gonna put you down, actually. I lied. I'm gonna show you how fat and ugly I am. Or at least it's motor. So, I like using Milwaukee. I find torque rating and breaking bolts with this versus buying one of the other big name brand stuff. So this is M715, as somebody else on YouTube. I think his name is YouTube is AVE. He calls these M715. He calls these FAP off, snap on. I call them snap off, because if you don't break it, you break the bolt, which is, you know, keeps the red stuff on the inside, you know, red. We don't want to break bolts. We just want to get the little fuckers off. Oh, look at that. Pops right off. Pops right off, I said. Pops right off. We need a bit of a block or something here. Piece of purpose-built equipment. Purpose-built. Even comes with a handy handle. Well, it's a nail, but it's handy, right? Now this son of a bitch is heavy. So, slide that way. Yeah, it's heavy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, and it's funky. Maybe I should have wore some blue. Oh my God, maybe we can make dick beaters dirty. Get the Vaseline out. We're all gonna have a good time glove. Well, maybe the guy that's got the gloves on is having a good time. The guy that's, never mind. Anyway, keep my dick beaters clean. I'd like to turn this a little bit so, oh, we have stuff falling out. Oh, we lost a nut. Don't tell anybody that it was too quick. I'm pretty sure they've got them out there somewhere. So there's a Ramsey, and that, you can't see it, that is a big puddle of water right there. And it came out of here. So there's the gear oil. You see how nice and clean that is? Like, this thing's... Why is it not working? Well, when you introduce water... Pretty sure you can drink that. Don't think I want to. I need a rag. But anyway, you introduce water into here. I mean, there's no sealing compound in here. There's no O-ring to keep the water and shit out of there. So as I said, I'm betting this is seized. I have not tried it yet. I'll be damned. But that is some stiff. Okay, so the motor's not seized. Well, that's a good thing. That's a thumb, by the way. Yeah, it's not looking for the Vaseline. So that means that I've got a gear problem. Nope, at turns 2. Okay. Yeah, if you look, the drum is turning. So I don't have an issue in the worm gearbox. My issue is in this. That means that has to come apart. That means dirty, greasy bastard here has to shove a cheek over. And I gotta go get some rags because I'm gonna get grease everywhere. I'll be back. I'm just wiping it down, getting some of the icky gear oil off of it, which is probably why I should have another pair of gloves on because, well, you'd be good to play with yourself, but you won't be good to play with anybody else. You know what I mean. Anyway, I need a screwdriver. There's 2 big screws here, so we're gonna pop them free. Let me find, yeah, this is my weapon of destruction. Oh, and it turned. Now, I've never taken apart one of these electric motors before. But again, there's a bunch of gear oil in there, and there's not supposed to be gear oil in there. And it's good to have some, not to lubricate the motor, because it don't need lubricating. Okay, so we're going to cheat here. There's a, what you can do to break free rusty bolt is you break out a BFH. Big effing hammer. Yeah. Give it some love snaps. Put the hammer back. We'll also, there we go. See that? There you go. Came right free. Just nice. What it does is it'll shock the threads and it'll help you break the rust. See? The rust. And it wasn't that bad, really. Now, I'm expecting this is probably not going to be friendly. This thing's got nice paint on it as well. I don't want to wail away too much on it. I'm getting crap all over my hands. It's lovely. You want me to touch you with those? I'm only gently prying the cap off. Because 1, I don't know how it goes together. 2, I don't know how it goes together. And 3, you haven't figured out 1 and 2. 3, you're already lost. Ouch. Pressure washer under my table here. Oh, we got more water out of her. There's a good reason why an electric motor ain't working. There was some alignment pins there. Oh my God. There's the reason why the motor does not work as I'm jumping out of the way as the water is pouring out of this. Here's why the motor is not working. I mean, it's literally taking a piss on the bench. Literally. It just keeps gooping out of there. There's the lake it's created. There's the, you can see it globbing out of there. I'm not kidding. Like, there's water there. There's some water in, maybe in there. This is Lake Wanamana. You need some Wiener Schleiden lube. It's from the guy in Kamloops AVE again. And, you know, there's a reason why this motor don't work. I'm not sure why. Yeah. Look, there goes some more water globbing its way out. This is water right here. It's not even grease. That's water. Flat up, straight up, water. So, I may have bought a $150 winch. And I might be able to put it back together and have it working for a $150 winch. And that's a 12,000 pound rated single wrap line pull. So what that means is that every wrap on here, you reduce your pulling power. So on the single wrap on the drum, you leave 4 to 5 wrapped on the drum from where the cable attaches, and then you pull from there. If you pull with just the bolt, you will rip your cable off. Anyway, that's cable stuff. Winch stuff. There's a cotter pin or a set screw right there to keep this gear on the shaft. I don't want to take it off yet. I want to see if we can get... I just lied to you and myself. It's got to come off. I got to take the whole thing apart, clean the whole housing out, get all of the contaminants out of the housing, and then maybe it'll work. So, whatever I've got to do to get Sunshine here apart. So there's, I believe, there may be 2 there. There may be not. So, let's see what I can do to this thing. And maybe bring some life back into this lovely, lovely, icky machinery. I know I'm not worried about machinery being icky. It's just gross when it's this disgustingly polluted. Okay, we're gonna put that down there. I gotta go get another rag and get some. Okay. Got the set screw out loose. Now, if you believe in unicorns, that's great. I don't. This is not gonna pull off nice or easy. It may come off with some grunt labor and work. Looking for a pry bar. Pry bars. All right. We're gonna go to the classic. Oh, you guys can't, are you seeing that? My God, I didn't think that would happen. Look at that go. This is not a pry bar. This is a screwdriver. Don't tell them, and this classic one, by the way, that I'm using it as a pry bar. If you use a snap-on screwdriver as a pry bar, you have just bought a new screwdriver. There we go. Look at that. And she's a little bit gooey in the inside, but that's okay. And we have the Woodruff key. And we got dirty hands again. Now, possibly should not have done it in this order, because I'm kind of concerned the whole assembly is going to fall out the other end. We're not really draining anymore, so we're going to set that down. Not a lot came out. Break some rules here because, you know, look at that. Look at that. Sweet. Two for two. And those are fine thread little screws. Well, it's a good thing this thing was so polluted. It probably wouldn't have done this otherwise. there's a third one right out there. Completely polluted. I don't remember if the dude told me that he had this thing apart or not. So there's a bearing here. Of course, I'm touching greasy. I don't mind getting my fingers dirty, but let's try to avoid. Oh, look at that. Knocking the little nuts around in here. That's not good. Didn't realize that someone in there lost their nuts. I don't have to take the bearing off. Oh, there's the other one right there. Oh, it's captured. Should the other ones have been captured? No. Okay, so now, yummy, yummy, yummy. These are not date night advices, you know. Yeah, well, yeah, it's not date night advice. Trust me. It may work, but that'll get you some time alone in the place where they're not going to even give you that option. All right. I gotta keep my girlish hands clean. Enough of the touching the icky goodness. Even the gloves are excited. They're all coming out in 1s and 2s and 4s and 6s. My luck, it's gonna do one of those. Whoosh, yow. Pickaroo, pickaroo. That's just nastiness upon nastiness in there. See some, like, that's what's coming out of there. Could be savable. Could be junk. But I mean, I haven't cleaned this yet. And even the commutator, you can see where the bushing's set, or the brushes were setting. Because they arc. That's what the black is, right? But once I get it apart, I can take an eraser to it and clean up the commutator. But this thing, this is just, I need my brake clean so I can hose everything down. Or a parts washer, one of the two. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so here's what we're doing. This end cap comes off. And then everything comes apart. There we go. So, maybe? I haven't looked in there yet. Here, we'll look together. Yeah. Look at that. And here's why your winches die. I mean, if you don't do any winch maintenance, you get what you get. It's gonna die and leave you stranded. This thing was so full of water. You can see there's your iron core right there. There's another one there. Another one here. It's got screws all the way around it, so I can take everything apart. You can tell which side was down too. This was down. And it's just flooded with oil and contaminant. That will be the biggest reason why this winch said, no, I'm not working today. Right there. That and the water. The water is the biggest thing. Remember, folks, come on. Electricity, water. They go together? No. Neither does oil. Even though oil can act as a dielectric and not allow current to flow, but with the water in there, the resistance level would drop to very, very low. AVE would explain this much better than I would. He's a well-educated individual. I am somewhat non-educated muck is what I am. So, but I mean, other than this thing being nasty, and I see the rust down in here, which is fine. It's not a contact piece. I do see where water has intruded around here, but not terrible amounts. I don't even see that it's delaminated all that much. All right, you missed out. I got it all cleaned up. It's not, it may have some Schleider lube here leaking out of it still, but I got most of it cleaned up, and I gave up on the gloves. I do have to clean the end cap. I don't have the tool to split the brushes up because they're spring loaded. The one that was seized in, I got it free. The bearing is good. The shaft is turning. Everything's clean there. Everything's in tight. I've already got all the little screws in to hold the brush assembly in. I got the bolt back in place. Nothing's pinched. Nothing's kind of meshed up. Here, yeah, what I did is I took a socket that was roughly the same diameter as a commutator on the end on the motor here, and I spread all 4 brushes out with it. And I got it just close enough where I could wiggle it up and on there with some help of some zip ties that I put underneath the brushes, and let them slide across that, because you don't want to mess the brushes up. If you chip them up a little bit, it's not so bad, but if you completely frig them up, then they're completely frigged up and there's no coming back. So I put the end of the housing back on. I gotta somehow make sure I got the bolt holes lined up, which I think I do. I'm gonna have to do some picking here a little bit just to make sure I got the spaces for the greasy sticks to go back into. I'm gonna wipe them down too. I have some never sees. I'm gonna put that on the threads as well. No, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time cleaning this up, because if this motor is toast, then I'll just waste a lot of my time. We got all the gooiness out of the motor, and that and the water is what was killing it. The water was really bad. I mean, I would say it was about a ½ inch deep in gear oil in there as well. I mean, you can even see it here in the cap, because I haven't cleaned the cap yet, obviously. My nose picker kind of gives you that hook to get the booger out. Just so I can get the rag right into the corners. This is just an end cover. Maybe it should have a gasket. Maybe it should have an O-ring. I honestly don't know. If it came from Ramsey without an O-ring in there to avoid contaminants getting into the motor, then that's too bad. If it did come with it, I have no idea. Because when I took it apart, obviously, there wasn't one. There was a cap, 2 big screws. That's it. Okay, so I've got the box of solenoids here. Let's see if we can't make something of something of something. Or maybe nothing. Like I said, maybe I need to replace the motor. Maybe the motor is forever dead. Probably not, but maybe just beyond my capabilities. As you can see, this dead chicken flopping around here. I don't have a lot of capabilities. So this is going to give me the positive lineup for everything. So I'll be able to run the power lead. I don't think either one of these is ground. One dug. No more than one. If you go two dugs, you're really dugged. Okay, let's grab this. I'm really wondering if I got my other control lead here somewhere. See, it's got a little tit on there, or whatever you want to call it. Lug. Alignment lug, which does not like to line up for me. And maybe it goes on better once it's on the housing or something, I don't know. Right now, it shouldn't go on very nice. So, let's go with the positives. Positive of all positives. It's better than the negatives. Okay, we'll hook that right there. I got her set to medium Chuchin power here. I just, either this cable is frigged or I don't know. I ain't getting, the guy said it clicked, but I hear no clickety. Let me see if I can find my other plug. So when I jump it, I'm getting power, but I'm not getting power to spin the motor. So the motor is not turning. So we have an issue somewhere in here, which I honestly can't say I can know where, but I have a sinking suspicion that this, sorry, couldn't see that. I was jumping everything. There's the blue wire on this side, and the yellow wire, and the black wire, the pink wire, and everything, but I'm not getting anything. So let's see. There we go. I can see power there. Okay, right? You see that the lights are on? Now I'm just testing the circuits. Tell me if the handle's working too. So I'm getting power through the solenoids. You see? So I go to here. I'm not getting power through the solenoid to there. I don't know if that solenoid does that or not. No. Not getting any jam juice anywhere. It could be a wiring issue in here. I'm going to shut this off because not that I'm worried about electrocuting myself off a 12 volt DC. Oh, something's got a slow leak. So in here, you should be able to run your jump in power between the solenoid packs and here. Now, if it was taken apart properly, if it wasn't, I don't know, but it could be that this motor is just fried. I mean, it turns nice, but with all the stuff in there, it could still be causing problems. It could be in here, but I mean, when I give it full power off of this one here, because you can see this one here has got a leap that runs over to here. These two terminals here are attached, and they run to this one to generate the field here. And then this back one runs to here. And then this other one back here runs over to here. Now, I can't tell you if it's hooked up right because I didn't take it apart. But your most current is going to be off the commutators, which makes no sense why this one would be hooked up here. That would be that one. Sorry. This one here and this one might be reversed. I don't know. Don't know. I gotta pull a schematic and have a look. But irregardless, what I'm not getting is when I hit the ground on here, hit here, or anything else for power. I mean, I'm not getting juice through anywhere unless I come up here and I start running power this way, and shorting it. Well, I'm not gonna get juice anyway, the ground's off. I gotta look it up.